You found the G-spot. X-Play is coming up next. Then Unscrewed with Martin Sargent at 11:30.
Today on X-Play, spousal abuse in Outrun 2, online atrocities in Rainbow Six 3 Black Arrow, and we don't understand the dialogue of Gungrave Overdose.
We have to protect Big Daddy's legacy.
I don't want to know what Big Daddy's legacy is. It's game time! Yes, they're still hosting this show. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
See, I told you owe me $5.
Right. Hello and welcome to X-Play.
On today's show, an arcade driving classic gets a makeover.
Astro Boy flies his naked self onto the Game Boy Advance.
Rainbow Six 3 Black Arrow lights up Xbox Live with the profanity of 12-year-olds.
And anime fans get a lot of big-eyed characters who don't make any sense in Gungrave Overdose.
Plus, later we look at what happens when games are translated from Japanese into English. Really? And the results are not pretty.
Yeah, does All Your Base Are Belong to Us ring a bell? How about Shenmue and the quest for sailors?
One day I'm gonna find one. Plus, one of today's games earned X-Play's coveted 5 out of 5, and we do not give those out to just any game unless you pay us.
Now, the game with the perfect score is not, however, Outrun 2, because we're just previewing that, see?
Oh, really?
Remember the first Outrun? You raced Ferraris while your whiny girlfriend, or perhaps a demanding and expensive prostitute, starts berating you if you lose. Well, Outrun is back, and so is she. We miss that free-spirited, sunshiny sense of spousal abuse, so we're glad Sega is giving retro gamers a new spin under the sun, and plenty more opportunities to get chastised by lovely members of the fairer sex.
Pass those cards!
And there's even brunettes this time. Despite the lack of peroxide, the new ride is, amazingly, an awful lot like the old ride, but cooler, and with Xbox Live support.
B.
A B? Honey, you wish. Now, this isn't one of those games where you can go anywhere. You have specific paths to ride, straight ahead and at full speed. The tracks are all connected, too, branching directly to the next when you successfully complete the previous.
Checkpoint.
Outrun 2 is total arcade driving, and so far, it seems to be working great. The graphics are bright and colorful and capture the 1986 original surprisingly well. I know that sounds weird, but it's a good thing. And of course, nothing beats Ferraris. The game includes several different modes to keep the berating interesting. Beyond arcade mode, Outrun 2's got a bunch of mission-specific races. And these involve successfully performing feats of driving, like staying in certain colored lanes, passing cars, and other tasks that involve driving. To make things more interesting, the real goal of most tasks is to make the love of your life like you. Or at least give the girl enough of a thrill to sleep with you. It's not really ever explained in detail, but she sure got you whipped. It's not enough that you have a Ferrari and are flinging it around like it cost you $500.
What are you doing? Are you gonna
You also have to pass a certain number of cars or pull off stunts that please her.
Was that for real?
Shut up. I'll let you talk when you get a Ferrari.
Knock down the cones. Don't hit the yellow cones.
It's a little hard to believe that this girl loves you based on how many blue versus yellow cones you knock over within a certain time period.
I'm over.
But she sure gets pissed when you don't do well. Pissed as in physically violent.
That sucks.
God, you're a wiener. A wiener with a nice car, but a wiener. I love flipping the cars. The only real penalty is a time deficit.
Are you gonna give up? Wow!
Thank God for the seatbelt laws. They weren't such sticklers in 1986. Look out for some arcade driving and some abuse later this year.
Finally, a game that encapsulates my relationship with Morgan.
I don't hit you, Adam. I have slapped you a couple times, but only for comedic effect. And there was that time I beat you with a baseball bat and a tire iron for that show, but that was to highlight the effect of violence in video games.
I rest my case. Well, she struggles not to hurt me. So you might want to watch this review of Astro Boy in the GBA. No!
Forget the less than stellar PS2 game. Fan favorite developer Treasure has delivered Astro Boy Omega Factor on the GBA. This 2D hybrid of beat-em-up action and frantic shooting stages feels like a long-lost Genesis game, and we mean that as a compliment. After his son is killed in a car accident, a brilliant scientist recreates his son in robot form. In addition to super strength, flight, and various internal weapons, the scientist gave Astro Boy his late son's soul, although he neglected to give the little nudist any clothes. Astro has more moves than the average GBA hero, and his superpowered EX attacks really light up the screen. Then there's the curious EX shot. Curious because the machine gun used for the attack pops out of Astro's butt. I realize it's tough to conceal weaponry on a mostly naked child, but that does seem a little extreme. Each of these abilities can be powered up thanks to Astro's soul. Every time Astro meets someone new, they imprint on him, and he gets to add an upgrade point to one of his stat bars. Truly, happiness is a customized Astro Boy. The vibrant stages are filled with well-animated enemies to bludgeon both large and small. Occasionally, Astro will take to the air some good old-fashioned shooter stages. At the core of the game are the mini boss battles. True to treasured tradition, tremendous 2D tyrants try to terminate the titanium tot at every turn. These fights can be tough, so expect to be creamed on a regular basis. Luckily, the unlimited continues means it's not impossible, and the game is so much fun to play that a few retries aren't such a bad thing. In fact, once you finish the game, you can go back and play it again, this time meeting new people and changing the story slightly. This is one quick fix game that will keep you playing much longer than average. Even if you're not an Astro fanboy, this is one of the most well-made action games on the GBA. We give it a 5 out of 5.
You'd think a scientist so advanced that he could build a robot boy would find a better place to store a machine gun than the kid's butt. It's a tragedy waiting to happen.
So is this show. Of course, while Astro Boy for the GBA is great, Astro Boy for the PS2 is a bigger embarrassment than the Cougar subplot in the second season of 24.
But not as big an embarrassment as that time Adam and I devoted an entire episode to the game 13, and then it turned out to be not very good. Oops.
Up next, another one for the perverts.
I'm 17 now, almost grown up.
It's Gungrave Overdose.
This portion of G4 Tech TV is brought to you by Levi's Jeans, a style for every story.
Support ranked among the top in PC Magazine's Reader Survey. 13 Editor's Choice Awards, a Best Buy award from PC World. It's almost enough to make a box blush. With Gateway, you get more than just award-winning quality. You get incredible value, like our 3 for free. Get the new 3250S, a big 17-inch monitor, a fast Intel Pentium 4 processor, and now 3 for free. Free double storage, a free CD burner upgrade, and a free memory card reader. Call 1-800-GATEWAY now.
Wow, that is clear.
With surround sound, this HD TV would be perfect for your party.
Yeah. Hey, you should come.
4th and 23. Williams rolls out, throws up a prayer. No! Touchdown!
Oh, yeah! Yeah! That guy's on my fantasy football team. You know, you should think about TiVo. You can record the game and celebrate later.
Watch TV better at Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
The new album featuring Take It Away. Check out the Used Nation for ticket pre-sales, ringtones, and exclusive merch. Plus, be one of the first to hear the new album. The Used, In Love, In Death, in stores everywhere.
First there was pizza, and it was good. Then there was something entirely different. The new double melt pizza from Domino's. Layer upon layer of cheese and crust.
Excuse me. Do we have to do this every time we order?
Why not?
Domino's new double melt pizza. Layer upon layer of flavor. With a creamy blend of cheeses and herbs between two thin crusts. Buy your medium one topping double melt pizza for $9.99 and get any second medium for just $5 more. Get the door. It's Domino's new double melt pizza.
The real-world testing we do here at Honda's Safety Research Center enables us to design products that provide exceptional protection for drivers, passengers, and pedestrians. Because what we learn in here makes a difference out there.
Once again, two people who make this look really, really hard, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Thanks, and welcome back to X-Play.
X-Pay? We have returned with a video game that was turned into an anime series that was turned into a game again.
And it features tiny androgynous man with giant guns. There's nothing encouraging about that at all.
Here's our review of Gungrave Overdose.
Big guns.
If you're like us, you have a healthy appreciation for wanton destruction. But how much is too much? Gungrave Overdose is about to answer your question. Oh, but this could be kind of cool. Gungrave Overdose definitely has some good anime style going for it. It's the stuff in between the anime that's the problem.
You sons of...
You guys are just amazing.
Okay, maybe the anime ain't so great either.
Beyond the grave.
This is one of those run around and shoot everything games that truly has no more to offer. God, they're like fodder. When you walk through a door, you don't just shoot down the bad guys. You shoot up the entire room. Pretty much everything ends up busted and trashed. This wanton destruction of property is encouraged.
Amazing, Grave. You're so strong.
Since each crack of damage feeds a beat counter that creates powerful demolition shots. In addition to wrecking stuff real good, demolition shots give you back a chunk of shield. They also add to your jackpot score, which is one part of the game's surprisingly complex scoring system that lets you unlock new and better demolition shots and extra features. Despite taking the occasional break to recharge shield and watching this guy ride the magic table around and around, Overdose is a very straightforward experience. Wreaking copious amounts of on-screen destruction can really strike a chord, but a promiscuous targeting system that wants to shoot everything at once and a sloppy camera make the game feel out of control in a not-so-good way. I feel sick. This hits you the hardest when you need to target the boss instead of the weaklings and the racks of meat. The game's story isn't anything to get excited about either. The original Gungrave had something of a solemn feel thanks to its silently suffering main character. This story focuses on an evil drug called seed that the heroes can seek out by using a deformed, vibrating fetus.
Hey, freak boy.
Then Voss shows up. But in any case, the storyline, like the gameplay, simply lacks substance.
And we have to protect Big Daddy's legacy.
Ooh, is Big Daddy your pimp?
I'm 17 now, almost grown up.
Ew, are you soliciting him? Gungrave Overdose can be fun in very limited amounts. It's tough to recommend this game to anyone who isn't already enthralled to the series or the anime it spawned. We're putting Gungrave Overdose to bed with a 2 out of 5.
You know, there's a Winger song called She's Only 17. They really should have put that on the Gungrave soundtrack.
Yes, no, they really should have taken out the weird stuff about Big Daddy because it just sounds a little creepy. Now, of course, that's possible that there was something lost in translation.
Oh, I think you're going somewhere with that.
am.
And when we come back, we'll be looking at other examples of games made in Japan, getting some really odd translations into English, including a little game called Shamu.
Coming up, a man who knows what he likes.
Do you know of any shops where sailors might go?
Sailors?
I'm looking for sailors.
power of the new Nokia N-Gage QD from Singular. Insane graphics and the latest titles. Get yours at Singular Wireless, rated T for teens.
Warning! This video contains adult content not suitable for children. What if you could take over this jet, this car, this bus, and this crew and travel America to find these hot young girls waiting to get naked just for you? The Man Show's Doug Stanhope is about to live your dream in Girls Gone Wild, America Uncovered.
Show us where babies feed. It's natural.
The hilarious Girls Gone Wild, America Uncovered. Now on DVD or video for only $9.99. Order with your credit card and you'll also get the all-new Girls Gone Wild Girl Power absolutely free. If you've never seen a Girls Gone Wild video before, see what you've been missing. The hottest real college girls doing things they never taught you in school. At Girls Gone Wild, things always come better in pairs, and you can get them both for only $9.99. Then you'll automatically receive the hottest Girls Gone Wild videos every month. There's no minimum to buy, and all videos have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're over 18, call 1-800-239-8065. To get the all-new Girls Gone Wild, America Uncovered for only $9.99. Use your credit card to get Girl Power absolutely free. Call now, 1-800-239-8065. Or see more action now at girlsgonewild.com.
Mom, Dad, I got in.
Wow!
Congratulations.
Ivy League. That's so great. Imagine that. Ivy League. Can you believe it? Sweetie, this is Vladnitz. He'll be renting the upstairs bedroom. Здорово.
Honey, I'm getting a home equity loan to pay for college.
Oh.
Want banks to compete over you? Come to LendingTree.com. Home equity rates still as low as 3.99% APR. Call 1-800-263-0196.
What's the best part of your home business?
Well, the money, the financial security, and the freedom.
The lifestyle, working when and where I want.
Not having a boss.
If you're not enjoying the benefits of a home-based business, then you're missing out on your share of an industry that's reaching $1 trillion.
I went to this website, filled in my personal interest, and their system matched me up with the perfect opportunity.
4 years ago, I had no job and over $200,000 in debt. I went to this website, and this year I should make over $250,000.
I got started only 11 months ago, and I'm up to $5,000 a month.
If you're considering a home-based business, this is the one website that you need to visit. They take all the fear out of getting started. All you need is a computer and the desire to succeed.
My goal for next year is $50,000 a month.
I never dreamed I'd be making $20,000 a month, but I am.
This wasn't one of those get-rich-quick schemes, but guess what? I did.
Go to this website and get started today. The best of your life is just a click away. So go to your computer and log on to this website now.
You found the G-Spot. Unscrewed with Martin Sargent's next week.
Once again, two people who just don't care anymore. Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
I care. I think.
I don't think. Welcome back to X-Play. Working on this show, we get to see a lot of games made originally in Japan.
And sometimes when they cross the Pacific, those games aren't translated into English very well.
These are their politically incorrect stories.
Any English-speaking traveler in Japan has run across it at one time or another. Mangled phrases and word pairings that take on an unintentionally humorous meaning in our own language. English, as it is known in politically incorrect circles, is a magical state of mind where water can rapidly moisten your body, smorking is forbidden, and pork is, well, porky. But nowhere is English more prevalent or well-loved than in the hallowed halls of video games. To brush up on your history of butchered English, look no further than Zany's Video Game Quotes website. It is perhaps the most complete list of bad game translations on the planet, covering the 8-bit days all the way up to the modern era. Only in a classic video game would a penguin fry over a jungle, or you would be asked to select the difficulties of the action play. And only in a game like Last Alert on the TurboGrafx would you get to hear award-winning dialogue like this.
People will hate you, Steve, if you're too stingy.
He probably meant to say stingy, but this just proves that even though games have gotten more sophisticated with full-motion video and voice dubbing instead of text, translation faux pas are still the rule, not the exception. And we can give you no finer an example of this than Capcom's horror classic, Resident Evil. A quality game in its own right, Resident Evil is marred throughout by a poor translation dubbed by some of the worst voice actors on the planet.
Stop it! Don't open that door!
One character in particular, Barry Burton. That's right, Barry Burton is worth singling out because of lines like this.
Jill, here's a lockpick.
It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
And this.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
But while Resident Evil could pass all this off as an homage to cheesy B movies, a dramatic adventure like Shenmue has no excuse.
I heard about it from Nozomi. It must be hard for you.
And what's with all the freaky children?
Hi, mister! You want to wrestle?
To be fair, the person who voiced the lead character, Ryo Hazuki, did a pretty good job, but certain situations in the game don't come off sounding quite right.
Do any sailors ever come in here? Sometimes. But our jackets are too cool for that scum. I want guys like you to wear them. Do you know anywhere sailors go to hang out? Do you know of any places where sailors hang out? About those sailors, do you ever see sailors around here? I'm looking for some sailors.
Most of them are pretty big, so you can miss them.
I don't have time to play your little games. Do you know of any shops where sailors might go? Sailors? I'm looking for sailors. Which bar do they hang out at? Do any sailors come to drink here? Do you know of any place where sailors like to hang?
You say sailors, but you don't mean just any sailor, do you?
I'm looking for a place where sailors hang out. Do they come here? Are those people sailors? Are you guys sailors? Are those guys sailors? The deal was I make this shot and you tell me what I want to know. Are you guys sailors?
While Yu Suzuki probably meant for Shenmue to have subtext, I'm not sure this is what he had in mind. Now, no talk of English would be complete without mentioning Zeroing, an unremarkable shooter on the Genesis that turned 7 little words into a global phenomenon.
All your base are belong to us.
The all your base craze has pretty much burned itself out, but for now, let us bask in a warm glow of bad translations.
All your base, base, all your base are belong to us. All your base, base, all your base are belong to us.
You know, I feel like I should be looking for sailors right now.
Yeah, are there any sailors around here?
Do you see any sailors?
Do you know any bars where sailors hang out?
I'm looking for sailors.
Are there any sailors around here?
You guys know where sailors hang out? A little frilly and the...
In a moment, more arresting TV with Rainbow 6-3 Black Arrow. Yes, I know it's a stupid pun.
What happened in that house?
When someone dies in the grip of a powerful rage, a curse is born.
There's something else here.
And once it sees you, you can't escape the fury of the Grudge. The Grudge, rated PG-13. In theaters October 22nd.
Yeah, I'm calling about my car insurance claim. And since you're like the 100th person I talked to,
My claim number is 54737-85Q. Name Mark Powell with 2 L's. Yes, it was a fender bender. No, it wasn't.
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. We give you one person who's responsible for your claim from start to finish, so it's easier to get back on the road. Go to Progressive.com. Hello?
hello, Moto.
There are over 200 ways to become an army of one. Log on to GoArmy.com.
Watch, play, win, Hyperactive!
We have a new online game everyone is talking about.
Every weeknight while you watch X-Play and Unscrewed with Martin Sargent. Go online and play Hyperactive along with the shows.
You can win an iPod Mini and other cool stuff.
Many of you will be playing for months to come.
For rules and details, go to g4techtv.com/hyperactive and play along every night with X-Play at 11 and Unscrewed with Martin Sargent at 11:30.
Once again, two people constantly at orange alert. Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Yep, Tom Ridge gets me high on terror. Welcome back to X-Play, the show that gives the Xbox fans what they want.
A new Tom Clancy game.
This one is yet another installment in the Rainbow Six series.
But it's the first one to use Xbox Live 3.0 functionality.
Oh! That means there's clans, tournaments, voice messaging, basically everything you need to keep busy until Halo 2 comes out. Here's a review of Rainbow Six Black Arrow.
Welcome to the beautiful Black Sea, home of soaring vistas, caviar, and of course, endless fusillades of weapon-borne intrigue. And welcome to the never-weary world of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, or in this case, Rainbow 6.3 Black Arrow for the Xbox. The Caspian confines of this slightly upgraded release offer old-world charms coupled with new-world terrors. Seems like these days a beard means, I'm a bad man! Hey, you're Ding Chavez. You'll be leading your grimly gathered gaggle of Euro Smash through an all-too-familiar labyrinth of hiding spots, including plush hotels, quaint villages, and dimly lit train yards. You and the Dinglets will, of course, have the God of War on your side. You will be superiorly armed and supremely pissed off. Ding, Dieter, Eddie, and Louie work pretty well together, managing to keep themselves alive and accurately whacking down Western threats with sinister accuracy. Of course, there's the occasional dumbass move. They are computer-generated mercenaries, after all. It really is the first game to implement full Xbox Live 3.0 capability. Online, the action jumps from headset to hand grenade. A nice variety of games complement Black Arrow, from Capture the Canister to Team Conquest. The length and girth necessary to compete with Counter-Strike is all here.
Excellent work, Ding. Prepare for extraction.
Yeah, Dirk, get off of Counter-Strike. It's old and needs a rest. Gameplay is smooth, and atmospherics and lighting effects add to the experience. The single player seemed a bit more forgiving in terms of bullet spray taking personality-free prey to the mat. Multiplayer really seemed to demand a higher level of accuracy. This time around, there seems to be a lot of narcotic gas, and it doesn't ever seem to dissipate.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to throw it out there.
The game flows with precision, and combat is taut and cooperative. Xbox Live functionality is tight, and gameplay is truly satisfying. At the end of the single-player missions, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. At the end of an Xbox Live competition, you may feel incredibly lame if you didn't pull your weight. On the downside, it's fundamentally the same game as before. We give it a 4 out of 5.
Gotcha. Chavez, status. Hostages secure.
You know, you really do sort of feel guilty when you play poorly online, because very little stings as badly as a grown man being cussed out by a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Well, actually, viewer mail stings that badly.
You're right, because that usually consists of us being cussed out by a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Yes. Well, today's email is from Bent My Wookie in Texas. He writes, hey, have you guys heard about the Star Wars Galaxies protest thing? Yes, Bent My Wookie, we have heard about the Star Wars Galaxies protest.
Now, apparently some of the players in Star Wars Galaxies figured out a way to duplicate credits.
Right, then they proceeded to tip and pay other characters in the game using fake money.
Now, when Sony, who runs the server, found out, they banned everyone who had the tainted money, meaning innocent Wookiee dancers who got tipped for lap dancing got the boot, as well as the counterfeiters.
Poor Wookiees, but if we know one thing, it's that you don't mess with Star Wars fans. Basically, they organized a huge online protest in the fictional city of Theed.
It was Stonewall for nerds. Unfortunately, Sony shut down the protest by teleporting the protesters into remote areas of the game, including the vacuum, the void of space.
Yes. Now, eventually, Sony shut down the server, though as of now, it's back up and running, but the protest is still a landmark in nerd civil rights.
I'm with you, brother.
Good night.
Watch, play, win, hyperactive!
We have a new online game everyone is talking about.
Every weeknight while you watch X-Play and Unscrewed with Martin Sargent. Go online and play Hyperactive along with the shows.
You can win an iPod Mini and other cool stuff.
Many of you will be playing for months to come.
For rules and details, go to g4techtv.com/hyperactive and play along every night with X-Play at 11 and Unscrewed with Martin Sargent at 11:30.
You found the G-spot. Unscrewed with Martin Sargent's next.